Greetings, fellow prospectors. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to Icarus. Episode 15, Setting Up a Deep Drill for Automated Mining. It is almost late enough in game for me to go to sleep, and then once I'm able to go to sleep, I'll go sleep and then seek out aluminum and copper to get my first drill going. And maybe source some more meat. Now, unlike a lot of the other world deployables being like the vapor condenser or the thumper, the drills don't attract attention, so they're not going to actively be attacked by wild animals. Wild animals don't care about them at all. Which is a godsend, because it would be really annoying to have to, like, build a protection shack for them every time, or whatever, you know? But, you know, that is not necessary. They won't be targeted by the wilds. Yeah, now you little idiots are going to get stuck. Well, okay, you got stuck. But the other one's not going to get stuck anywhere. Because, I'm idiot-proofing again. If you're wondering, you can't actually change the terrain. You can't, like... So you can right-click to dig a mound to put seeds in it to grow stuff, but you can't actually physically remove soil or anything like that. So there's no terraforming in that way that exists in game. My water container is gonna probably need a move. So let's pull it up and grab the charcoal out of it. Oh, where's my charcoal? Did it delete the charcoal? Whatever, it's just charcoal, but still, I'm surprised. I'll put it back down later. Obviously this water trough isn't really... Oh, no, they drank from it once. I see a little bit of water was withdrawn from it. Ever. I built it for the benefit of the wolves, and they just, like, never touched it. Is Hussey still in the... Yeah, you're still in there, aren't you? Not my problem. You think the charcoal's at the bottom of the water? Probably you're right. Oh, yeah, there it is. And I don't really need to wrap it around here, because that's a pathable... Anything that's pathable like this is, like, good enough for now, so that I can move on to the deep drill. Because the sooner I get the drill in place, the sooner I have, like, an income of titanium, which solves a lot of problems. So, one more ramp, and I think I'm all set. There. Now you guys can't... Yeah, I'm sure you'll invent a new way to get stuck. But, I've done a considerable amount of dog-proofing the base. So that they don't get hung up on random things and then, like, stuck or whatever. Alright. I don't need a longbow. Put that away. Don't need my shovel. Okay. we are ready to go to sleep for the cozy. And then we are looking for copper and aluminum tomorrow. Oh, wait, campfire's not on. So, I need a new cave, because we depleted the cave for the copper and aluminum at L12. I'm not sure I depleted this cave down there, the one in this spot. I'll check it. I think it probably doesn't have anything left. Oh, yes, right. Let's... One sec. I don't... actually, that's a dumb spot for it. It should be next to my water filter, because otherwise I'm running back and forth like an idiot. So, I didn't have enough filtered water for the full thing, but it's good. It's good enough. Now, the dogs have water. And a patio. So that they don't get stuck. Alright. Headed down to caves. And if the immediate close cave doesn't end up having aluminum or copper, I'll just search other ones. I'll just keep cave spelunking until I find it. Not a big deal. And the doggos are gonna teleport to me, so Canadian Hussy that got embedded in my foundations will just, like, teleport next to me in a minute. And they should still be on follow hostile, attack everything, so that they level up a little bit better. Why are my tools glowing? I've attached enchantments on them. So my bow, for instance, my arrows move at 50% more speed. I crafted it myself to make it 15% more durable, and my arrows are highlighted so I can find them in the grass. So if I like fire an arrow, as you can see, there's the arrow is highlighted, so I can go fetch it. Oh, I'm at the cave, aren't I? Isn't it? Right? I passed it. Somehow. How do you do that? You get an attachment bench. So coal, we have platinum here, but I don't need platinum. Dodged it. I'm gonna need to skin some animals for more arrows. I'm down to 30. Platinum I don't need, and I think that's all that's left here. Platinum and coal, so yeah, we're done with this one. Alright, time to go to a different one. There's another cave right around there. We'll hit that one up next. And did my wolves... So, Ragtatter's right here. Hussy is still back at the base. I guess it can't get out of that foundation. I thought it would have teleported on me, but I guess it hasn't. I don't know, I'll fix it later. Ragtatter's already lower level than Hussy, so it doesn't really matter. Ragtatter can catch up. Titanium. Sweet, good find. So I have no titanium in my inventory already, and we'll be able to see with a full enchantment and titanium pick how much I get from this thing. 1 node 46 is pretty good. This cave has bees. All right.
The bees will infinitely spawn until you destroy the hive, like that. So there we go. And there is gold in here, too. That's my second intercave gold node. So we're here for aluminum, which... Oh, hello. Are you Hussy? Yeah, Hussy teleported. There we go. Which, I don't see aluminum yet. Anywhere? And copper. So obviously there's plenty of copper. Oh, no, there's aluminum back here. Perfect. All right. We'll have enough for the drill. Woohoo! There's even, exotics here. And this should be enough exotics to allow me to afford my suit mod, which is nice. The question I have for you guys is, what should I deep drill first? Titanium is closest to the base, but I could try to get copper or gold, depending on whether you think that's more urgent or not. So there's the pulp. You can pick. Oh, there's gold here too. Sweet. And a platinum deep drill site in here with the gold too. I mean, we're a bit too far from my... Well, they're not too far, literally. But, like, it would be pretty inconvenient to run a cable all the way down to this cave from where we live. It's possible, it's just annoying. So we'd mostly be looking for deep drill sites closer to the base for convenience. Or, alternatively, setting up some sort of our other power source to fuel the drills here. Like, oh, Jesus, you want to die? Like a wind turbine or something. The reason why not to do water around here, one, there's no actively flowing water. And two, water turbines get clogged and periodically need you, the player, to unclog them. So living really, really far away from wind turbines, or water turbines rather, the water wheels, can be annoying. Whereas solar and wind they don't have that clog mechanism. The reason why the water has that clog mechanism is it provides a lot of power for nearly free, so there's a clogging mechanism for it. Which I don't mind. The clog also gives you spoiled plants, which is useful to make fertilizer. So a lot of people actually use water wheels for that purpose, to produce spoiled plants for fertilizer, and you know, that can actually be useful. Turn a nuisance into a benefit. I don't see any more titanium in here or copper in here, so I guess I'll get platinum, because I have room for like one more node. So I'm gonna get the platinum, but I'm gonna get the platinum from this cave, so that the cave north of me is even closer to being fully tapped. Oh, no, there's copper. Sorry, I take that back. The second deposit in here was gold, I think? Platinum and gold? I'll double check. Yeah, that's gold. Platinum gold. Hey, look, I didn't get pneumonia. Come on, wolves. Go kill. Go do your thing. Actually, let me pet you first. No, let me pet you. There we go. Drive-by pets. Petting gives shared XP, so that I benefit more from it. Alright, now go murder that thing. It ain't much of a fight. Because they lost 0%. Oh, well, they're into another fight already. And it looks like we're going to do titanium as first drill. Got it. And at some point, I might want to bring my wolves to somewhere where there's just a lot more hostile critters. So that they can, like, grind some XP for themselves. Because once they get into, like... Well, no, I take it back. I mean, Canadian Hussy at this point is already pretty tough. So I've maxed out Tough as Leather. And I've maxed out Endless Hunger, which I think are the most important. And the other ones is cold resistance and food effect duration. Not a big deal. And it does enable grazing behavior, which can be helpful to prevent you from having to constantly feed them. So that actually can be a benefit. It'd be one of the reasons to do that. Then there's heat resistance and water consumption. There is Hunter's Mark, which allows them to highlight targets, which is useful, sort of, but as soon as the targets are dead, they get unhighlighted, so it doesn't actually help me to find the corpses they've created. There is Wild Fortitude, which is more max health, which would be really nice to have, especially for the wave attacks, because I'm mostly having wolves for, like, wave attack purposes. Rip and Tear for bleed. The bleed dot doesn't do a lot of dots, but it can be nice, I guess. There's highlights targets, hit targets for short duration, so that's similar to Hunter's Mark. Hunter's Mark allows you to cause extra damage to the target, and Coordinated Attacks highlights the target, so I kind of got them backwards. Reduce food consumption, apply slow on hit, and large stomach with an extra food slot, which I think is useless. So I think what I'm going to do for my convenience, after I get Wild Fortitude, is to go for perfect pasturage, so that they can, like, feed themselves. Because, oops. I meant to get that one first. Oh well, whatever. I'll correct it later. Alright, come on, puppies. There's another wolf for you to kill. Maybe. I'm not trying to, like, power them right now, so... There's going to be so much opportunity once I start vapor condensing or thumping, or even doing regular quests, because the regular quests have a lot of wave survival mechanics. Oh, they killed one. There will be a lot of opportunities coming up for them to get super leveled, so I'm not too concerned about that. Pet doggo for XP boost, 11 out of 10. Yeah, it's nice. And it also makes you sleep better, which I can say is a thing in real life. I love when my dogs choose to sleep next to me. Even Echo, who snores. Tusk doesn't snore. And for that reason, I kind of prefer Tusk. Because loud snores is kind of unfortunate. About to level up too. I got my 1000th fur. Now, if I recall, I wasn't able to fill my... Yeah, I wasn't able to fill my thermos. There we go. There's easier ways to fill your thermos later on when you unlock it. So, if it's, like, annoying to have to pull it out like that, don't worry, that's, like, not a thing in the long run. Alright, we got a whole bunch of titanium for even more deep drills. So, I'll probably just drill a bunch. But we need to smelt the aluminum first, and then the copper after the aluminum. So I'm going to line it up like that. Because I need the aluminum to actually make the drill, and then the copper to make the electronics for the drill. So what is missing for the drill is electronics. We need 9 electronics for the drill itself, and then aluminum to actually craft it. And then I probably need even more electronics to make sure I source for power. Because I only generate 2 kilowatts, and the drill by itself is also 2 kilowatts. So I'm going to want more than that. Another thing I could consider is, if I did end up getting a heavy mount, like a mount that could carry stuff, going over to the ice biome just to kill some mammoths for their tusks, and then load their tusks onto a mount that can haul more than one tusk, would be a pretty good way to get my epoxy. Now I think about it. Because epoxy is a bit of a grind otherwise. Did you level up? No. Did Rag Tatter? No. But, yeah, you're good pups anyway. You've been helpful. So, I'm missing epoxy for the electronics, and then realistically I'm going to need more cables too. So, once I've got 25 aluminum smelted, which I will have soon. We're up to 13. Once I have 25 of that smelted, I'll switch back over to copper so that I can get the electronics made. And to that end, I'm going to start murdering everything around me because I need the bones. Oh, really? I hit you in the horns? I need the bones for the epoxy, and I need the meat because I'm almost out of things to eat. And Ragtatter's hungry. And Hussy's about to be hungry. There we go. Oh, right. I also have these exotics. I forgot about that. Let me send them up to HQ. So I can buy a movement speed buff. Whoa, okay. I want to keep one of them so I have movement speed bonuses, so I'm going to send them 29. Because as a reminder, in my talent tree, I have the exotic sprinter, so 10% bonus if I keep one. I just leveled up, so what are we going to do? I could do health? Might be nice. I haven't really invested in melee. I could be getting better melee attack speed with my spears, but like I'm just gonna keep using bows. So maybe I'll get extra bonus health for when I have to like face tank stuff. And then the solo, I will get physical resistance, so I can again tank better. I'm about to be down to 1 food bonus, so I will cook some regular meat because this is my like last of the bacon. So I don't want, you know, I'm gonna need some new food sources. With the exotics, I just sold them. Let's sell all of them, all 29 that I sent them. I have 165 Ren, and I'm going to research the mass dampener and craft a mass dampener. And then request a mass dampener. And this will give me a 10% movement speed bonus. Really? You had to Dumbo drop it over there? Frickin' idiots. Note to self, build bridge. This way, at some point. I guess it's not needed. I swim so fast. Alright. And this mass dampener then slots into my suit, like this, for extra movement speed. Duplicate ones beyond this, if I had more than one slot, would reduce them by half. Or more, depending on how many I had. But now I move at 5... Well, you can't see that. I move at 550, which is really fast. I'm so fast I don't even have a body anymore. It hasn't rendered yet. It's occluded. But yeah, I've got the zoomies. Come on, body. Come on, body. Load. Wow, I've never had my body not load this long. Alright, so how close... Oh, stop doing aluminum. Start doing copper, so I can actually get the drill going. So we've got the aluminum we need for the drill. And now we're just needing the electronics for the drill. Which is getting copper ingots and turning them into wires, and then turning those wires into electronics, and yeah, that whole jazz. So, 6 more. There's my body. Finally. Game was completely in no rush to load the rest of me. Oh my god, my arrow speed from my my bow enchantment super messing me up. my arrows were going way faster with less gravity drop than normal. Well, okay, technically gravity is a constant, but they travel farther in the time it takes for them to drop. Never mind. I don't need to be teaching 5th grade physics. Hussy, you leveled up? No. Ragtatter, no. Okay. I'm trying to adjust for the lack... There we go. Alright, this should be enough copper smelted to get the rest of my electronics, I think. Come on, one of you give me prime meat, please. Please. That would be another, smart, talent point to pick up. Oh, there we go! Gave me meat. So where is that talent? I think it's in survival? So this is more meat yield when butchering. And then I believe... Oh, I could also do chase them down. That'd be nice. Increase meat yield when skinning. I think it's in the solo tree. Is that right? Yield from butchering animals. Skinning leather fur. Where is the prime meat? There is a prime meat talent. I just forget where it is. I thought it was in the hunting tree. Maybe it's not. Maybe you guys know. If you guys remember where the prime meat yield is, tell me, because I forget. Is it? I don't think it's in the cooking tree. No. Is it in combat? It doesn't make sense in combat. Is it in exploration? I absolutely know it exists. I just forget where it is. Another tree worth, I'll probably put points into is the exploration one, because the exploration one also has movement speed. So there's movement speed at night, and movement speed in the forest, Arctic, and desert. And then swim speed and weight capacity. So that's another good tree to put in. I forget where it is. I'm totally blanking on the prime meat yield thing. But whatever, it doesn't really matter. Alright, let's get the drill in, because I've been procrastinating like crazy on that. And nope, it wasn't enough copper. There we go. So that's all the electronic components I need. Actually, clear queue. So next is we get the electric drill. And set that bad boy up. I need more bacon. And I'm not going to bother with the cooked meat. I'll feed that to the dogs. Because there's better food buffs for me to use. If I'm... Well, actually, I don't have a different food source. No, I guess I'll eat it too. Even though it doesn't have any XP gain. I'm only going to have bacon and gamey meat at the end of this. Oh, I'm an idiot. I could have just opened up the other door. I have double doors, if you're wondering, in this design. Because dogs love to sit in the doors and block you. And I find that infuriating, so I have double doors to decrease the chance that they just, like, block me in. And then I forget to use the double door like a moron. Alright. Now that that's all done, let's go ahead and install the drill. After all that work. Do I have my electric tool? I do not. So with the tool out, I can see where all my lines are. And I'm going to pick it up from here. And run up the coast. And if I want at some point, like, I could even install, like, outdoor lights and light up the pond, or, you know, there's some definitely, like, some cosmetic and aesthetic changes to make. Alright, so now that we're at the deep drill site, deploy, and plug it in. And there it goes. I am mining 1.6 titanium per minute. Automatically. Before I wrap this project up, add one more water wheel. Because I am now requiring exactly as much power as I typically generate, which means any additional power drain is going to be, you know, a net negative on my power network. I guess that's fine, actually. If you want me to have another power wheel, you can vote for it. So what's my next priority? You guys can vote, and here is the poll. And whatever I end up doing, I'm almost certain I'm going to need, like, more resources, so I'll just get those now. So if you want me to improve the base, there's a lot of organization to be done, and then I think the next base improvement, because I see that leading, would be to get some running water in here. Because having to go to a basic water purifier for my water feels a little weird at this point. I feel like I might have outgrown that. Drinking, like, out of the pond. So yeah, we could definitely make a better setup. I have 40 Ren, and that really doesn't get me anywhere. The next thing I would do for Ren would be probably a better envirosuit. So there's, like, stuff like armor and, like, the rest of the stuff in the workshop is mostly for missions. It's not so much for open world. So on missions, you deploy, you do the mission, you return, and having a bunch of, like, armor and backpacks and stuff like that significantly helps when you're doing constant missions. But on the open world, I don't need, like, garbage pickaxes that are, like, not repairable, that are basically single use. You know, so there's a ton of stuff in that tree that just doesn't apply to me, essentially. The other thing that I think we're well overdue for, and I'm sure some of you are probably screaming at your screen, is getting myself, like, an axe that is not like Zug axe, because I've had a stone aged axe for a long time now. So we will graduate away from the Zug axe to something that I can be slightly more proud of. The backpack is nice. Yeah, the advantage of the backpack. So the backpack I have on now reduces the carry weight of ores, but the backpack that you can call in does give you movement speed, the workshop one. So that's a 5% movement speed and more fall resist. So that's probably the next thing I would craft and make, but I would need 75 Ren for. And the backpack after that is not that helpful. It's like a shotgun backpack. This one is a weight capacity backpack and slots. And the next movement speed one, I don't even think there's a movement speed one in here beyond the starter. The farmer backpack, shooting crossbow backpack. Yeah, so it would only really be this backpack. The rest of them I don't really care for. All right, current priority, get running water. You guys voted for improve the base. So to get running water, I'm going to need another water wheel initially. Because if I want an electric water pump, which requires power, I don't have power now. So I need to generate more power. So I need to get a water wheel. Luckily, I have lots of steel. So the water wheel requires 7 more electronics, 30 more copper nails. And most of those electronics are just going to be copper requiring. Organic resin, which is easy. And then we'll have a water wheel, and then we'll do the electric pump. And one of the reasons to do this is certain things like the cement mixer is more efficient when you have a water source. You can have sinks, you can have plumbing, concrete furnaces. Well, I don't have any clay. That's in a different world. That's not on Olympus where I am. But there's a lot of other uses for water, running water. You can even have your pets have a water bowl that's refilled through plumbing. So there's a lot of things I want to do with the water. Now the other thing is I think my epoxy is a bit of a bottleneck too now. Which is unsurprising because epoxy is just annoying to... It's why I've been harvesting bone like a madman. Because I knew that epoxy, the epoxy apocalypse was coming. 4 of these. So all that's left... Oh no, I have everything for the water wheel. Perfect. So we got a water wheel. We'll hook that up. We'll plug that in. And I'm nearly out of copper. And I mentioned that only because as soon as I'm out of copper, we're going to need to get more copper for more electronics. And I'll probably need more copper before, in order to make the electric pump and water filter. So here's the clogging, where you get sponges and like rotten, spoiled veggies over time if you don't clear the water wheel. I probably should build like some sort of platform to be able to control my water wheel, but there we go. We have 2 water wheels set up. So now I'm generating 4,000 watts, or 4K, which allows me to plug more stuff in. So the next thing I want is the water pump, which is steel, electronics, and concrete mix, and that's not a lot of electronics. So I'll probably be able to manage that without having to go hunt for copper, because I pretty much already have all that I need for it already. I need a little bit of epoxy for the last electronic, which I don't have. We need bone. You're made of bone. You're made of bone. Wherever you are. And just to confirm what chat said, your character, you can go back to character select and take your character to, like, other places. So the characters are persistent across worlds as well. So if I wanted to take my this character to a different continent, that'd be fine. I would just lose my current equipment. But my talent points and my blueprint points would remain. And then some of the equipment could be returned, for that matter. So the stuff... Oh, hi guys. The stuff that I could bring back, if I loaded my envirosuit in my, like, mass dampener module back up into a pod and sent it to orbit, I could then return... I could go with that stuff somewhere else. Mounts and pets, I believe, can go to orbit as well. Correct me if I'm wrong, because I don't usually bring them to orbit. But if I'm not mistaken, at least mounts can. I'm not 100% sure about pets. How realistic is to have deep drills for all materials? Very. It's not that hard to do, actually. As long as the resource nodes physically exist near you. That would be the caveat. Because it really depends on whether the nodes exist near your base. Because if they don't, you could set them up. It would just be more annoying because you have to actually... There's no conveyor. So you have to actually physically go to the drill to fetch the materials. And granted, the drills have an enormous amount of capacity. They have like something like 10 stacks, which is a lot. But you still have to make their trip out there. After I leave and come back to the world, some stuff still here? Yes. So here's like 17 titanium that I've gotten so far. Ooh, gamey meat. You guys have not been doing anything. Come on, go hunt. I wish there was clothing that you could put on your wolves so that whenever I see a wolf, I'm not like, ooh, I'll shoot it. Because, like, they're my wolf. They're not hostile. There is a jumpsuit you can give to your dogs, but not your wolves. And then your mounts, of course, can have harnesses or saddles so that they look different than their wild counterparts. But your, like, wolves, hyenas, and boars don't look any different, which can it trips me up from time to time. Thank you for tuning in to Icarus, which originally streamed live on Twitch as a marathon. If you have any questions for me, let me know in the comments below. But please keep in mind that this series was streamed as a marathon, so feedback cannot be incorporated. If you would like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you would like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for tuning in. Special thank you to my Patreon patrons, Twitch subscribers, viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits, and all the live viewers that turned out for the marathon. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, fellow prospectors.